long as I can remember, I've been a wide-eyed, ambitious, and an overachiever of a student. I've always put a lot of effort into the type of grades I get. And then came the virus. COVID-19's first case was discovered in the UAE on 29 January 2020. And then, a year later, I went on to give my first on-site exam in 2021 after a year of online schooling. Online schooling for me was a very hazy and difficult time where I struggled to manage what I was doing. However, the grades that I got were not well enough for me to show these to my parents. So I resorted to editing my report cards. And this would happen by me very understandably copying my English or my French grade onto the blank for either my math or my science grade. But this trick worked so very well because I had all of a sudden gained the persona of an intelligent student who's brimming with potential and talent. And then a year later, in 2022, my parents decided to start attending parent-teacher meetings. So this star-studded image went down the drain as my real grades, still not the best, came out. And I very quickly went from being talented to average and just nothing special. So I never did change my intelligence. I only changed a number, yet suddenly I became a genius. And when the number changed back, I became stupid. And as fascinating as it was for me to experience this supposed degradation of my intelligence, it taught me something very important about the way that we view and understand the world, which is mainly in two ways. We look at things in either the way that we want to look at them, or either in the way that we are forced to look at them. And people love establishing meaning. I've seen my own friend watch a little boy stumble, and she goes like, yeah, you know why he stumbled? It's because he's a failure, and he's going to be stumbling his whole life. So we will give meaning to absolutely anything. And more than that we love to give meaning, we also kind of have to, because how else do you remain sane, and how else do you make sense of basically a gigantic rock that is floating in the middle of nowhere? But the thing is, I don't find a problem with people finding meaning to their life. I think that's a really beautiful concept, and essentially, that is how we survive. But what I do find a really huge and personal problem with is when people force their meanings, their truths, and their realities onto someone else, onto you. Life, even when it's difficult, is so precious. But we, as a society, have made it feel like it's not. We impose expectations, we force narratives, and we hand out definitions of success like they're absolute truths. And stories like that of quota students, right? They upset all of us. We all want to know how aspiring doctors and engineers can take such extreme steps with their life, especially so many of them. But it's not because they're weak or they're incapable, but it's because we have, as a corrupt and irresponsible society, imposed on them the weight of our vision. And if you cannot align yourself with this one definition of success, then you are considered a failure. And unable to bear with this weight, they end up taking their own life. In January of 2025 alone, 6 students studying at Kota have committed suicide. And these are not just 6 students, right? It's not the purpose of their life to be a student. These are 6 dreams, these are 6 futures, these are 6 possibilities, and they are just gone. But on the flip side of stories like that of Kota, we have stories like that of Walter Disney, a man who was fired from the Kansas City Star newspaper for lacking creativity and for not being able to benefit the company with a single good idea. But Walter Disney did not restrict himself to the vision of Kansas City Star newspaper. Instead, he created his own. And he created full-length films, full-length animated films, at a time that they were unheard of and considered not worthy. And today, as we know it, Disney is one of the world's most powerful and beautiful storytelling mediums. And fun fact, as of today, Disney holds the world record for winning most number of Academy Awards, which is 22 Oscars and 59 nominations in his lifetime. So imagine what would have happened if that day Disney would have been like, yeah, maybe I should just listen to Kansas City Star newspaper. We would have lost an entire legacy of magic. And next, I want you to imagine the last time that you had a really terrible day, right? Like a really bad day, but you had to act like it's all okay. And now I want you to multiply that feeling by a lifetime. So a lifetime of having really terrible days, but having to act like it's okay. Because that is how life is for a lot of people. We look at someone and so easily we go like, why would they do that? And what's wrong with them? And why would someone act like that? But do we actually go on to think why? I don't think so. Because it's so much more easier to assume. It's so easy to label someone as boring or lazy or too emotional or too emotionless. It's so easy to tell someone to just try harder, just do better. But if it was so easy, wouldn't we all be perfect? Wouldn't we all be the best versions of ourselves? But it's not so easy, no? So can we at least try to calm down with the forcing, with the judging, with the assuming, and just let people be as they are? And if you give people the time to be who they want to, you'll realize that you actually have a lot of time to discover who you are and what you want to be. And that way, we can raise a whole society of more complete individuals. And for the past few years, what I've been continually realizing is that to be able to make your own meaning, to be able to make your own reality and follow your dreams is a basic human necessity. And that is what a civilization should stand for, right? But if we make it so hard for people to be what they want to and be who they are, then that is an uncivilized society. So when I look around and all I see is people ourselves trying to convert each other into lifeless robots, then this has got to be one of the most uncivilized eras of human history. So at the end of the day, really, the least we can ask of ourselves is to be real human beings. It's to hold the capacity to love, to give, to help, and to accept people wholeheartedly, because it's truly so hard to be who you are. And if you still think it's scary, to make your own meaning, to make your own reality, then don't you think it's even scarier to wake up a whole lifetime and realize that you only have a name of your own, but a whole idea and a whole personality that belongs to someone else? And lastly, I'd like to quote from one of my favorite Bollywood films, Tamasha, "Ye dunya ek rangmanch hai, aur hum sab isi rangmanch ke Kathputli." Meaning all this world is a stage, and we are nothing but mere puppets. Are you okay with being a puppet? Thank you.